The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Pauline Verzosa. At least 6 people were reported dead in Quezon following the onslaught of Typhoon Aghon. These include an infant who drowned and 2 individuals struck by fallen trees. 2 other people died in Lucena City and another one in Mauban Town. The Agriculture Department says damage to the sector has reached nearly 12 million pesos. The provinces of Laguna and Quezon are the most affected areas. Typhoon Aghon is forecast to leave the Philippine area of responsibility today. Lawmakers are now looking to invite the father of Bamban-Tarlac Mayor Alice Guo to the Senate hearing. It is to directly ask him if Mayor Alice is really Chinese or Filipino. Meanwhile, Mayor Guo's camp is hoping that her mother will come forward for DNA testing. Ria Fernandez has the story.
Despite objections with regards to the direction of the Senate hearing on Pogos that now seems to center on Bamban-Tarlac Mayor Alice Guo, Senators Jinggoy Estrada and Joel Villanueva defended the inquiry. Senate Minority Leader Coco Pimentel was the first to question the direction of the hearing that seemed to be veering away from the issue of Pogos. But Estrada and Villanueva dismissed his concerns.
Kung Pilipino siya, bakit niya rin pinayagan itong mga illegal activities, no? As a mayor, nandito si dating mayor ng Valenzuela, Secretary Rex. Ano mo yan, command responsibility mo yan, yung ganun kalaki na property, ganun kalaki na infrastructure, hindi ka pa ba magtataka?
That is also a national security concern. Kung talagang Chinese citizen yan, how did she run as mayor?
Senator Jinggoy Estrada believes that Mayor Guo's father, Angelito Guo, should also be called to the hearing to answer questions on his nationality and that of the mayor's mother. According to Guo's camp, they have no control on whether the mayor's father will attend the hearing or not, as he has his own mind. And that it would be better if Mayor Alice's mother, Amelia Leal, comes forward instead.
Alam mo, napakaganda sana kung lumabas yung nanay niya, no? Para ma-DNA natin sa lahat to.
The mayor's camp is also appealing for the hearings to be continued in court instead.
Kasi mahirap kasi sumagot sa Senate. Sasagot ka pala, sinisigawan ka na.
They also plan to file charges against those spreading fake news against the mayor. For now, Mayor Alice is still continuing her work. They are confident that the mayor's name will be cleared, as she still plans to run again next year. Mayor Guo's camp is also ready to respond if the Office of the Solicitor General proceeds with a quo warranto petition to question her qualifications as mayor. For News 5, Ria Fernandez, we are One News.
Meralco is almost done with their study of establishing a micro-modular nuclear reactor in the country. The company said they are still looking into the required funds for the project and its safetiness. Meralco targets to build a micro-modular reactor with a capacity of 5 to 15 megawatts. Aside from this, Meralco continues to invest in renewable energy.
We will continue to make significant investments in upgrading our distribution infrastructure, expand our investment in the generation business, raise our renewable energy capacities, and enhance operational efficiencies by digitalizing our processes.
Meralco also reminded its customers to be more wary of their electric consumption. They noted that the electrical consumption increases by 40% during dry season. Meralco and One News under Signal are part of MVP Group of Companies.
Energy consumption or kilowatt-hour consumption can be managed by proper use and, of course, by following certain energy efficiency and energy conservation tips. Meralco actually is actively providing that, and we actually started even before summer because we anticipated this household problem of rising electricity bills during summer. So we have this Bright Ideas program.
Police are still looking for the man who gunned down a 60-year-old man on the southbound lane of EDSA Ayala Tunnel in Makati yesterday. The victim was dead on the spot after he was shot by the unknown assailant at around 2:30 in the afternoon. Makati police believe the incident was a case of road rage. Authorities are currently coordinating with other police stations to locate the suspect.
Tinawagan po din natin yung ating kabilang police station sa Pasay, sa Parañaque, sa Las Piñas para mag-conduct din po sila ng dragnet operations.
Coast Guard spokesperson Jay Tariela believes that China is using its so-called monster ship to intimidate. Here's an excerpt from his interview on Storycon.
Commodore, nandun pa ba yung the monster kung tawagin?
Well, based on our monitoring as of last night, sir, dalawang China Coast Guard vessel na lang ang na-monitor natin sa Baho de Masinloc. That is China Coast Guard 3502 and China Coast Guard 5305 and the 19 Chinese Maritime Militia. Ibig sabihin, wala na dito, sir, yung sinasabi nating monster China Coast Guard, yung China Coast Guard 5901.
So,
Pero
Commodore,
in the meantime, Commodore, meron daw 122 Chinese vessels na na-monitor. Ang Philippine Navy naman sa West Philippine Sea. Do you also have that report?
Well, we rely on the Armed Forces of the Philippines whenever they have the report to declare the totality of the deployment of the Chinese Maritime Militia, China Coast Guard, and PLA Navy.
how are we supposed to take this presence of this monster Coast Guard ship in off Zambales, no? Is this a deliberate attempt by the Chinese to intimidate us after, well, yung atin ito convoy or whatever? Is this in line with that move, Commodore?
Well, there are already numerous instances that they have deployed their monster China Coast Guard vessels here in the Philippines. I think the first one was in 2022 when we were supposed to have an exercise with the U.S. Coast Guard. So, kung titingnan natin yung trend, sir, no, whenever they deploy itong monster vessel nila, laging related dito sa pananakot. So, fairly we can say na part din ng pananakot na naman nila ito to discourage another atin ito convoy or any other civil society that may plan to sail in different parts of the West Philippine Sea.
Barangay Ginebra is aiming to book their ticket to the finals of the PBA Philippine Cup today. The Gin Kings have to finish off the Meralco Bolts in Game 6 tonight in order to make their first PBA Philippine Cup Finals appearance in 4 years, where they will face their corporate sibling, the San Miguel Beermen. But Meralco said they are determined to regain control of the semis and extend the series to Game 7. The Gin Kings and Meralco will face each other later, 7:30 p.m. at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. You can also catch the game live on RPTV and PBA Rush on Signal TV and on the Pilipinas Live app. And those are the top stories of the hour. I'm Pauline Verzosa. We are One News.